God is saying, I am healing you tonight. Give me just a few minutes to heal your body. This message is extremely important. Open this right now. While your healing is still unfolding, don't walk away from this powerful moment. I am drawing near to support you in the very place where you are hurting, and what I desire from you at this moment is not fear, but that you pause, breathe slowly, and allow your heart to become still in my presence. You have tried to remain strong for too long. Many times, you have hidden your exhaustion behind a calm expression and told yourself that you must endure just a little longer. But I see even the things you have never spoken aloud. I know the pain that keeps you awake, the anxiety that causes your thoughts to race without rest, and the moments when you smile at everyone, while inwardly wishing that someone could understand how deeply exhausted you have become. Today I have not come to condemn you for being weak. I have come to remind you that you do not have to struggle against everything alone. Give me a few honest minutes, not because I need time to hear you, but because you need a quiet space in which to recognize that my hand is still lifting you. My beloved child, healing does not always begin with a dramatic change that your eyes can immediately see. Often it begins with a deeper breath, a night when you are able to sleep more peacefully. A thought that once terrified you suddenly losing some of its power, or a small ray of hope appearing in the middle of heavy days. Do not despise these quiet beginnings. I often plant restoration in places where you believe nothing can grow again. I can soothe what is tense within you, give you clarity to recognize that you need rest, help a change in your habits, or the courage to enter a process of treatment. Do not think that faith requires you to reject human care. I can use a devoted physician, an appropriate method, timely advice, a loved one who listens, or a wise decision to lead you step by step back towards stability. What I desire is that you do not surrender to despair or conclude that pain will forever remain part of your life. Place your hand upon the place where you feel uneasy and speak to me with your most honest words. You do not need polished sentences, nor do you need to appear strong before me. Say that you are afraid if you are truly afraid. Admit that you are tired if your strength has run out. Tell me what troubles you each night, what you have not dared to share with anyone, and what you fear may become worse. I am not unfamiliar with your tears, nor do I grow weary of hearing prayers you have repeated many times. My patience does not run out because you cannot rise immediately. My love does not diminish because you are weak. You are not defined by an illness, a pain, or the limitations you are carrying. In my eyes, you remain my precious child, worthy of care, rest, and tenderness. I also want you to stop blaming yourself for the days when you cannot accomplish as much as before. There are seasons when your victory is not found in completing every responsibility, but in knowing when to stop. On some days, your courage may simply mean drinking enough water, eating a nourishing meal, taking your medication as directed, calling a professional, stepping outside into the light, or allowing yourself to sleep 1 hour longer. Do not look down upon those small choices. They are ways in which you cooperate with the restoration I am building. I do not want you to live beneath the fear that if you are not healed immediately, it means you lack faith. Healing may come quickly, but it may also unfold, layer by layer, day by day, and season by season. No matter how your journey unfolds, I will still be there. I do not leave when you cannot yet see the result. I do not abandon you halfway through the journey. I will give you enough strength for the next step, and then give you more strength when tomorrow comes. Perhaps you have prayed many times, and wondered why change has not yet arrived. I understand that disappointment, but do not turn delay into evidence that you have been forgotten. There are things being arranged that you cannot yet see. A timely appointment, a clearer diagnosis, a more suitable form of care, someone who will appear to support you, or an inner change that prevents fear from controlling you. I am teaching you to distinguish between the voice of anxiety and the guidance of peace. Anxiety usually drives you to imagine the worst, while wisdom leads you towards specific, responsible, and clear action. When there are serious symptoms or persistent pain, do not delay seeking the care you need. You are not betraying me when you ask others for help. On the contrary, that help may be the very path I am opening before you. Use these minutes to relax your shoulders, release the thoughts that are moving too quickly, and return to the present moment. You do not need to solve your entire future today. You do not need to know every answer before taking another step. Simply do the nearest good thing that is before you. If you need rest, rest without guilt. If you need to speak honestly with your family about your condition, speak calmly. If you need support, do not allow pride to keep you isolated. If you have received professional guidance, follow it patiently instead of giving up because you want immediate results. Gentle perseverance often carries you farther than hurried effort. I am teaching you to care for yourself as a faithful steward of the life that has been entrusted to you. Remember that peace is also part of the process of recovery. When your heart remains continually tense, every burden appears greater. Therefore, I want you to learn to entrust each concern to me, instead of carrying everything through the darkness of the night. Whenever fearful thoughts return, do not argue with them for too long. Gently remind yourself that you are being cared for, that you are seeking the help you need, and that today you only need to move one step at a time. I will not allow the darkness in your mind to speak on behalf of your future. I will help you see what is still good. The people who continue to love you, the breath you still possess, the opportunities that remain, the wisdom you are gaining, and the hope that has never completely disappeared. Even in the middle of a difficult journey, your life still has meaning, your voice still has value, and your presence remains a gift to those who sincerely love you. I do not promise that you will never face another weary day, but I promise that you will not have to pass through those days without support. When you are weak, lean upon me. When you are confused, seek truth instead of allowing fear to lead you. When you are in pain, treat yourself with compassion. When you make a little progress, be grateful without becoming impatient. And when you cannot yet see what you hoped for, continue with patience. I am working not only in what you can see, but also in the way you are learning to love yourself. Respect your limitations, open your heart to help, and slow down enough to hear what is truly necessary. Now, remain still for a little longer and allow these words to settle within you. Do not let threats or panic hold you captive. I do not lead you through terror. I lead you through love, discernment, and hope. You do not need to believe that missing one moment will cause you to be punished. My love is not so fragile that it disappears when you become weak or distracted. I am still here when you return. I still make a way when you are ready to move. Today I am inviting you to choose life, care, rest, support, and the belief that good days still lie ahead. Allow my peace to embrace you. Let your heart become gentle again, and begin your journey of recovery with one small but sincere step. I am walking with you, and you will no longer have to carry everything alone. I am not only touching the place where your body has become weary, I am also restoring the hidden places within you that have been wounded for too long. Some pain can be seen by others, but there are also wounds no one recognizes because you have learned to conceal them through silence, responsibility, and a smile meant to reassure everyone around you. I know what has drained your strength. I know the memories that weigh down your heart, the thoughts that keep you awake, and the fears that continue to return even after you have tried many times to push them away. Therefore, when I speak of healing, I am not merely speaking of easing a symptom or helping you survive one difficult day. I am speaking of complete restoration, in which you are lifted from within, learn again how to live peacefully, and return to yourself without remaining controlled by the past. You have carried many things that exceeded the strength you were given. Some burdens never belonged to you, but because you loved others, feared disappointing them, or did not know where to lay those burdens down, you carried everything. You tried to become a source of support for everyone, even while you yourself needed a shoulder to lean upon. You kept moving when your heart was already exhausted, continued meeting expectations, when nothing but emptiness remained within you. I do not condemn you for those years. I only want you to understand that true strength is not found in enduring forever. It is found in knowing when to pause, recognizing what must be released, and opening your heart to receive help today. I am teaching you a different way to live. Gentler, yet not weak. Calmer, yet still filled with courage. Restoration begins when you stop running from what is happening within you. You do not need to pretend that everything is fine when your heart is breaking. You do not need eloquent words when you come to me. Come with the truth. If you are afraid, say that you are afraid. If you are so tired that you no longer know what to ask for, sit quietly and allow my presence to cover you. If you feel angry because you have waited too long without seeing change, I will still listen. My love is not wounded by your honesty, on the contrary. When you stop hiding, light can finally enter the places that were once closed. I do not want you to live beneath the pressure to appear perfect. I want you to be free, to feel weak, to rest, to cry, and then slowly rise again. Many times you have asked me when these heavy days will end, when your strength will return, and when you will finally sleep without being awakened by anxiety. I heard every word. Not one of your sighs has been forgotten. Yet I also want you to understand that healing does not always come like a door, suddenly opening. Often it is like the dawn, with light appearing little by little, until you realize that darkness no longer covers everything. Today, you may only notice that you are slightly calmer. Tomorrow, you may find the courage to speak about what you have kept hidden. On another day, you may realize that you no longer react in the same way to something that once caused you to collapse. This too is healing. Do not despise small changes, because I often build what is lasting through very quiet steps. I have seen the medicines you have needed in order to continue functioning. I know the appointments that make you anxious, the nights when you wonder whether you will ever feel like yourself again, and the moments when you become tired of explaining your condition to others. But my beloved child, seeking care does not make your faith weaker. I can use the wisdom of physicians, the devotion of caregivers, a suitable course of treatment, or timely counsel to support you. Do not abandon necessary guidance simply because you desire an immediate change. I am not opposed to understanding and responsibility. I want you to listen to your body, respect its limits, use the support provided to you, and remain faithful to what helps you recover. Faith does not deny pain. Faith refuses to let pain have the final word. I also see the tears. You quickly wipe away before anyone enters the room. I see the way you say that you are fine, because you do not want to become a burden to others. But you were not created merely to survive from one day to the next. You are called to live with joy, clarity, and a heart that can breathe freely. Such a life does not mean you will never encounter difficulty again, but that difficulty will no longer steal all your hope. You will learn to pass through days of weakness without despising yourself. You will understand that your worth does not decrease when your abilities are temporarily limited. You are still worthy of love when you cannot do very much. Your life still has meaning, even on the days when you can complete only the smallest tasks. There are thoughts within you that need to be healed through truth. You believed that you had to solve everything alone, that asking for help was a sign of failure, and that everything would fall apart if you rested. These beliefs forced you to live in constant tension and made you feel as though you were never enough. I want to replace them with a new foundation. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You are allowed to say no to what drains you. You are allowed to leave environments that repeatedly wound you. You are allowed to approach someone trustworthy and say that you need support. Establishing boundaries does not make you selfish. It is the way you protect the life and peace I have entrusted to your care. When you remain in stillness, do not try to manufacture a special emotion. Simply breathe slowly. Recognize what you are feeling and place each concern in my hands. You do not need to resolve the entire year in these few minutes. You only need to discover the right step for today. That step may be rest. It may be making an appointment. It may be asking a loved one to remain with you. It may be putting down your phone, drinking a glass of water, and allowing your body to relax. It may be forgiving yourself for no longer being as strong as you once were. These simple actions are not insignificant. They are signs that you are choosing life, instead of continuing to treat yourself harshly. I do not want you to be driven by the fear that if you fail to seize the perfect moment, every opportunity will disappear. My love does not threaten, pressure, or drive you into panic. I lead you through gentleness, patience, and discernment. Even if you have missed many opportunities, I can still meet you where you are. Even if you have returned to old habits, you can begin again. Healing does not require perfection. It requires honesty and a willingness to continue. When you stumble, do not use failure to condemn yourself. Look at what exhausted you, learn from it, and adjust your steps. I am not standing far away to judge you. I am near to lift you up. One day you will realize that what I am restoring is not only your health or emotions, but also your ability to hope. There were times when you were afraid to think about the future, because the present day already felt too heavy. But from this point forward, I will help you look ahead without being held captive by old memories. You will no longer define tomorrow by yesterday's pain. You will learn to expect good things without denying the challenges that still exist. Your hope will become mature, no longer based upon impatience, but nourished by patience and wise choices made each day. Remain in this peace a little longer, my beloved child, not to wait for a strange sign, but to remember that you are loved, seen, and accompanied. Allow gentleness to replace the way you have always pressured yourself. Let truth calm your frightening thoughts. Let courage lead you toward the support you need. I am leading you out of a life of mere endurance and teaching you to enter a life of care, receiving, and trust. You do not need to be completely healed before you begin living. Begin today with one small decision, not to abandon yourself. I will walk beside you through every day, every step and every season, until you realize that the broken places within you are gradually being joined together through love, wisdom, and enduring peace. Do not allow the voice of fear to make you overlook the invitation into restoration that I am placing before you today. There have been times when you became so accustomed to pain that you believed it would always belong to your life. You awakened, continued working, fulfilled your responsibilities, and suffered in silence as though no other path existed. That familiarity caused you to overlook the moments when I was gently drawing you out of despair. I have not come to make you panic, nor do I use fear to force you to believe. I have come to awaken a truth within you. You were not created to live forever beneath the rule of anxiety, exhaustion, and sorrow. What is making you weary does not have the right to define your entire future. Many times you postponed caring for yourself because you believed too many other things were more important. You cared for others first, solved everyone else's problems first, and tried to prevent everything from falling apart, until only a very small portion of strength remained for you. I saw how you quietly forced yourself to rise. After sleepless nights, concealed your exhaustion so that no one would worry, and told yourself that you would feel better tomorrow. But tomorrow followed tomorrow, while the matters requiring attention remained unresolved. Today, I call you to pause, not because I want you to abandon your responsibilities, but because I want you to recognize that your life is also worthy of protection. You cannot continue pouring from an empty vessel without allowing it to be filled again. There are voices within your mind that have caused you to believe you are too weak, too flawed, or have made too many mistakes to receive what is good. I want you to stop listening to those condemning words. My mercy is not reserved for those who have never stumbled. My love is not given as a reward for perfection. I know every hidden part of you and still call you my beloved child. No mistake can make you worthless, and no past can cause me to stop caring about your restoration. You do not have to prove that you are worthy before seeking help. You need only come honestly, carrying your exhaustion, fears, and even the things you still do not understand about yourself. I know that you have waited for a long time. I know that your prayers have been repeated so often that sometimes you no longer possess enough strength to continue speaking. There were nights when you lay still while countless questions moved through your mind. There were mornings when you awakened, feeling as heavy as though you had never rested at all. Sometimes your body gave you signs that caused concern, while your heart tried to deny them because you were afraid to face a difficult truth. I do not condemn you for that fear, yet I do not want you to continue living in uncertainty. Seek the care you need. Listen to qualified professionals, undergo the appropriate tests, and follow suitable guidance if your condition requires it. I can use human knowledge, devotion, and hands as instruments to support you. Faith does not cause you to turn away from wisdom. Faith helps you enter the process without despair. Healing does not always arrive through an overwhelming moment. Sometimes it begins when you dare to admit that you are not well. It continues when you establish boundaries with what has drained you. Stop forcing yourself to appear strong before everyone and accept rest without condemnation. On some days, progress may simply be deeper sleep. On another day, it may mean eating normally, stepping outside into the sunlight, speaking with someone trustworthy, or completing a small task. You previously lacked the strength to perform. Do not despise these steps. What is enduring is often built through humble changes that are easy to overlook. I am not requiring you to become an entirely different person immediately. I am only inviting you to take the next right step. Do not allow time to make you bitter. Perhaps you believed everything should have changed long ago. Perhaps you watched others recover more quickly and wondered why your journey was so slow. But every person travels a different road, and you do not need to measure your progress by someone else's story. Days when nothing seems to be happening may be the very days when the deepest foundations are being built. You are learning to recognize your limits, listen to signals you once ignored, say no to what causes harm, and accept help without shame. These lessons are not loud, but they will protect you longer than a temporary emotional experience. When doubt appears, do not panic because of it. Faith does not mean that you will never ask questions. Faith means that even while questions remain, you choose not to abandon yourself. You continue taking your medication as directed, attending appointments, resting when necessary, speaking about what is hurting you, and believing that your life does not end in this season. I do not want you to turn faith into pressure to appear strong. Sometimes your trust is simply waking up and passing through one more day. Sometimes it means asking someone to take you where you need to go. Sometimes it means crying for a long time, then washing your face, eating a small meal, and beginning again. I see those actions, and I call them courage. You are not a hopeless case. The weary places within you can still be cared for. Memories that once caused you to shrink back can gradually lose their power. Habits that drained you can be replaced by a healthier rhythm of life. Relationships that wounded you do not have to continue determining how you see yourself. I am helping you recognize what should be preserved, what needs healing, and what must be released. You do not have to repair everything in one day. Be patient with your process. A damaged house is not rebuilt through haste. It requires a firm foundation, each section to be examined, and every weak place to be strengthened carefully. I want you to understand that restoration also includes rediscovering the joy hidden beneath months of heaviness. You became so accustomed to watching for danger that you forgot to notice the beauty still surrounding you. Learn to recognize a warm meal, an honest conversation, a quiet morning, a cool breeze, or a moment when your heart is no longer tense. These things do not erase difficulty, but they remind you that pain is not the whole truth. Good seeds are still being planted in your life. There are still people who genuinely care for you. There are still days ahead when you will smile without forcing yourself. There is still a future in which you live with a peace that is more mature, deeper, and not easily taken away. Do not force yourself to see the entire outcome right now. Look only at enough of the road to take one step today. You can choose one thing that supports your health, one healthy thought instead of condemnation, one honest word instead of silence, or one period of rest instead of continuing to rush. Tomorrow, choose another right thing over time. These small choices will create a new direction. I do not promise that every challenge will disappear in the way you desire, but I want you to know that you will not pass through them alone. I will give you discernment to recognize what must be done, courage to do it, and gentleness, so that you do not turn against yourself. My beloved child, your story has not yet been completed. These painful days are not the final sentence, and delay does not mean every hope has been closed. You are still being supported, still being guided, and you can still begin again from where you stand. Allow me to enter the places you locked away because of shame or fear. Let light reveal what needs treatment, forgiveness, and change. You do not need to run quickly. You only need to refuse to turn away from the life calling you forward. Place your hand upon your chest, breathe slowly, and remember that you are still here. As long as you continue moving, however slowly, hope is still working within you. I have not finished the good work I am building, and you have not yet reached the final chapter of your life. Do not think that surrender means sitting still and doing nothing. Surrender means that you stop resisting the truth and begin cooperating with the good that is opening before you. It may mean honestly admitting that you need rest, actively seeking appropriate support, following professional guidance, and no longer treating self-care as selfishness. It may mean silencing the noise, putting down your phone, and giving your mind room to breathe. It may also mean that you stop seeking affirmation from people who are incapable of seeing your true value. I do not want you merely to desire change while continuing to live in what drains you. I want you to trust enough to step out of old patterns and patiently build a rhythm of life that has order, boundaries, and care. Distraction often comes precisely when you begin touching something important. Not every notification or sudden thought has a mystical meaning, but you need to recognize that a weary mind often tries to avoid what forces it to face the truth. You may suddenly want to do something else, scroll quickly past what is uncomfortable, or tell yourself that you will think about these things on a more convenient day. But many times, that convenient day never comes. Therefore, I invite you to remain, not because this single moment determines your entire destiny, but because you need to learn how to be present with yourself. Remain long enough to recognize what you are feeling. Listen to the signals you once ignored. Ask what is truly weighing upon your heart, and what small step can bring you closer to peace. Do not allow doubt to make you ashamed. There will be days when you trust strongly, but also days when you have only enough strength to hold on to a little hope. I do not abandon you on those days. I do not measure my love by the intensity of your emotions. Even when you feel nothing extraordinary, you can still choose what is healthy and continue walking. Lasting restoration is usually not created through one emotional moment, but through many small decisions repeated faithfully. Each time you choose rest, instead of forcing yourself into exhaustion, truth instead of concealment, and help instead of isolation, you open the door wider for health to enter. Each time you reject condemnation and treat yourself with mercy, you break another part of the past's power. I am also healing the voice within you. For too long, you have spoken to yourself with words so harsh that you would never use them towards someone you love. You called yourself a failure when you needed rest, considered yourself useless when you could not meet every demand, and blamed yourself whenever your body or emotions could not keep pace with your expectations. From this day forward, I want you to learn another language, the language of patience and truth. Say that you are recovering, not losing. Say that your present limitations do not determine your future capacity. Remind yourself that needing help does not make you weak, and moving slowly does not mean you are not moving. The words you speak to yourself create the atmosphere in which you live each day. Let that atmosphere be filled with encouragement, discernment, and hope. The day will come when the light within you is no longer merely enough to carry you through a difficult day, but also becomes support for others who are experiencing something similar. Not because you must bear the responsibility of saving everyone, but because your story will teach you how to be present without judgment, listen without rushing, and offer hope without making unwise promises. What once caused you pain will not be wasted. It can become compassion, maturity, and the ability to recognize when others are suffering silently. But before becoming a source of comfort to anyone else, allow yourself to receive care. You do not need to rush to turn a wound into a mission while it still needs to be bandaged. I will guide you according to the right rhythm, so that what you one day give to others comes from fullness rather than from a heart that continues to run empty. Remain in this stillness a little longer, my beloved child. Allow your shoulders to relax, your breathing to deepen, and the confusion within your mind to settle slowly. I do not promise that every difficulty will disappear after only a few minutes, but I want you to know that the moment you choose not to turn away from yourself, a new direction has already begun. You are learning to receive life instead of merely struggling, to accept love instead of doubting your worth, and to move toward the light instead of remaining in a familiar but painful place. Continue allowing me to touch the parts you once concealed. I will not shame you, crush your weakness, or abandon the good work being formed within you. Layer by layer and day by day, I am leading you back to the peace, dignity, joy, and purpose you once believed you had lost.